Go, go, Power Rangers! Yeah! Welcome to a new episode of Rafa's Toy Studio, the place where I get to talk about those toys that everyone should check out. And today is a nostalgic edition of my toy studio because I get to share my 1994 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Auto-Morphin figures. Now, these toys here are a recent addition to my collection, and I am just so excited right now to talk about them because this is kind of like your childhood brought back to you now that you're like a 27-year-old man who's trying to kind of live his life and like, oh, look, Power Ranger toys. Here I am. They derail you, but they derail you in such an awesome way. Now, first of all, these toys are fucking awesome. Not in the sense that they have 1,000 points of articulation, right? Not in the sense that they're highly detailed, even though this looks just like Jason Lee Scott. Or even the fact that, they're painted the best. I mean, these are used toys. I picked them up at a toy shop over in Tucson when I was visiting. Shout out to Our Galaxy. That place is rad. Someone just returned these. And ultimately, you know what they say? Someone else's trash is my treasure. Because when I was a kid, I loved Power Rangers. This was, my jam. I love these, everybody, I had a crush on Kimberly. I love Billy for being so smart. Zach was always just so fucking cool. Trini, I love Trini. And then Green Ranger, fucking awesome. Doesn't get any better than Tommy. But to me, my Ranger was always the Red Ranger, Jason. And, this was a big part of what I loved. The explosions, the monsters of the day, teamwork, all that jazz. I loved this show as a kid. Growing up poor, unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance to really have a lot of toys besides the Ninja Megazord that my parents bought me. And I think I never had these. And growing up, I really wanted these because of this sweet, this really, really badass real morphing action. Check that out right there. That's cool, right? Oh, there you go, Zach. But ultimately, I really wanted these toys, and I never had them. So the fact that I have them now really excites me because it showcases that I get to now have these as memorabilia. Someone played with these as a kid, and for whatever the reasons are that they return them, it doesn't really matter. They serve their purpose, and now they found their way to me, which is really, really special to me personally. And that's what toys are all about. I loved used toys because used toys, like I said, they've been played with, nicks and knacks all over them. And that's the beauty of it. A toy to me, again, is something that you play with, something that you enjoy. And someone apparently enjoyed these, and for whatever reason that they were returned, that doesn't matter. Now I get to continue to enjoy these figures. And so, I'm very excited. And so let's talk about these. So these toys stand at about 5 inches tall. They were made by Bandai, and they've been out of production for quite a while now. So having these, being a kid, having them was really, really rad. And now that I have them, I'm just very, very excited. In the original packaging, they came with their specific weapons. Like Billy came with his power lance, Trini came with her power daggers. However, the ones that I picked up, they didn't have their weapons, so it's just kind of the standard toys, which is perfectly fine. Even though the packaging says that they came out in 1994, they actually came out at about 1993, which is pretty rad. And for these toys, they're not the most dexterous. Yeah, they can move, their shoulders, here you go, ball joints. They can do these kinds of things, whatever you kind of need them to do, like hi Trini. But realistically, they don't really need to have much. They have their little holsters here where they have their little guns. Unfortunately, I don't have the guns. And these cool ass belt buckles, all you gotta do is press them right. And the nostalgia kicks in because bam, right there, morphin time, transform. What I really like about these toys is the fact that, again, they're able to to morph. But, the face molds are pretty good for the time. This looks a lot like Zach for the most part. Kimberly, not so much, but, still is perfectly fine. It's nostalgic at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then with the Jason, Austin St. John right there. That's a good Jason mold, and I really appreciate that because, I can really immerse myself in the storytelling and bring out ultimately all the things that I need from my story because these are the damn Power Rangers. Like I said before, these came out in 1993, and they hold pretty well. For being older toys, as you can see, they still move very well. They morph. It's not, the joints aren't broken. Yeah, they're a little bit worn in certain areas. Like Kimberly, she has kind of some scratches, but that comes with a long time play. But these toys, for the most part, they hold up really well. And ultimately, I think that's what's really important, because now you have the Rangers all together, kind of going off and fighting Rita and Lord Zed, and that's all you can really ask for with these toys. They're awesome. I'm excited to play with them. Ultimately, we'll kind of see what this kind of leads to, because again, as a big Power Ranger fan, now I have these, and the sky's the limit. And so I hope you enjoyed my vintage nostalgic edition of Rafa's Toy Studio. Like I said, these are new toys that I'm excited to play with. And again, I'm not really a toy collector. Like, yeah, I collect them and I have them, but for display purposes, yeah, I'll have them there. But ultimately, like I said, it's important that you play with these toys. And I'm really excited for these because they've been played with. So the memories that these have probably been a part of are probably phenomenal. Something that I'll never necessarily know, but it's nice to know that they cause joy to someone out there. And that's ultimately what these little things of plastic do: is they remind you, they connect you, they really immerse you into this storytelling, which is something that I truly love. And so now I have these, and as an older male now, I can re-engage into, my childhood, and just kind of remember, like, oh, these are the cool things that I didn't have, but now I get to have later in my life. And so, like I always say, enjoy what you have. Play with your toys. Don't just box them up. If you want to, I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. Do what you got to do. It's your figure, it's your collection. But hopefully, with these videos, you'll kind of see that sometimes they're worth playing a little bit with, especially some of these older toys. And if they break, they break. I mean, it's all about the experience. For me, it's never about the value of something. Now that I have these, I'm very excited. So always, always, please remember, enjoy the plastic.